Okay, Jimmy, we are about to go live really very soon. So are you ready, Jimmy?
I'm ready, thank you.
Okay, great. So let's get the show started. Hey, hi, welcome everybody. So welcome to our market talk tonight. So this is our very first episode of the market talk, whereby we will share with you what are the major news that happened past week, both in Singapore and of course in this way in US, looking at a backdrop, and of course some of the investment idea, at least myself and Jimmy is going to pay attention to for the coming week. Okay, so with that, Jimmy, do you actually want to go ahead first? What actually happened in US last week that keep you awake?
Well, last week is actually one news that basically is consumer confidence index. So what happened was that the consumer, we've been talking about this US market has been, doing very well. And then what happened was that the consumer index were actually quite bad. It actually plunged to the lowest since 2011. And if you look at the numbers in actual fact, you look at comparing from July, it came all the way down to 70.2%. Now, the interesting part is this. This consumer index was actually announced in the morning, and you would expect the market would react negatively towards it. But surprisingly, on Friday, you look at all the three index over here, it all actually has a positive gain. So the question here is that, people will be asking, say, hey, you know what? Consumer sentiment is so bad now. The confidence level is so low now. So people shouldn't be buying or shouldn't be spending, and the outlook should be pretty negative. Why? Why the stock market continue to go all the way up, So now there's always explanations from Wall Street. So interestingly, what happens is this. In Wall Street, in the stock market at this point of time, people are actually watching the Feds very closely. And the worrisome that most investor has at this point of time is actually on the if Fed would stop the QE, and once you stop that QE, then obviously the stock market is going to react negatively. But when the confidence index is being negative, it's being better, which means that the Fed is going to delay this, stop this QE further, so which means that they are not going to stop this QE that soon. So that as a result of that, people will say that, hooray, and the market will continue to go up because people are saying that QE is not going to stop very soon. So it is one of those interesting things that, it defies the economics of investing. But, the stock market, it is what it is. So that's something interesting that happened last Friday.
Oh, thank you so much, Jimmy. So now my turn to share what is the news that in Singapore that caught me really excited. So let me just share my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the news that really caught me quite excited. Okay, you have Singapore economy grow 14.7% in Q2. Full year GDP growth forecast upgraded to 6 to 7%. So this number 6 to 7 is actually quite significant to me. Okay, basically, if let's say this year the GDP go back to about 6 to 7%, that means we are talking about full recovery, at least on the overall GDP perspective. Okay, last year I think our GDP dropped by 5 to 6%. So go back 6 to 7, that means a full recovery. Of course, the recovery is uneven. You are talking about the tourism sector, the aviation sector is actually still bad, but it's actually quite a full recovery. Okay, and the interesting thing here is this, the market actually take it very positively. Of course, you can see that this is reported 11 August, which means to say is usually announced one day before, and on the 10th, the market actually breached 3,002. Can you see there's a spike here? Of course, after that, it sort of cooled down, but to me, this is a good sign. The way I see it here is this. Of course, I've been forecasting that second half 2021, we should at least go back to 3280. and I do predict that end of the year, market will go to 3334. And I think with this happening, I am actually even more confident, okay, that my prediction is actually going to be correct. So that is what happened last week that got me really excited. Okay, now, so the week has passed, it's over. Now let's talk about what's going to happen going forward. So Jimmy, what are some of the investment ideas that you'll be paying attention to personally in this coming week or weeks? Yeah.
Well, in these coming weeks, basically, we still concentrating in some of the growth stocks, that will continue to growing, despite the economic ups and downs. In particular, the electric vehicle, the AI, and the consumer defensive goods. All this will continue to grow, in my opinion, and that will be the sectors that I will be looking at. Now, in terms of the indexes, then basically what happened is that we are, the US market are actually still on the growth, but then the growth momentum is actually coming to, and very, very slow now. It's not as strong as the first half of the year. So every day that you can see that, if there's a movement, it's always less than 1%, between 0 to 0 0.5, 0 0.6, that sort of thing. So people are watching, investors are just being very, very cautious at this point of time. And I would urge everyone who look into the market at this point of time to be cautiously optimistic as well. And that's always, the best defensive strategy at this point of time. Yeah.
Music to my ears. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jimmy. Well, on the same end, actually something interesting has happened. I will probably pay a little bit attention on this. Okay, probably you all have heard by now that there is actually this deal. At least was announced. This was earlier this month. Okay, so basically, Keppel has put in an offer for the non-media asset of SPH. So as per the news, of course, if you're interested, you can just go and Google the Straits Times. You can actually watch this news. Now, what is actually so interesting that's happening since the announcement? Okay, so a little bit of details of this deal. So if you actually just go and dig a bit further, you can actually find these presentation slides. So this is how Keppel going to pay for all the assets. So basically, he's actually going to pay to existing shareholders, as you can see here. For every 1,000 SPH shares that you own, okay, you're actually going to get $668, 596 units of Keppel REITs, 596 units of Keppel REITs, 782 units of SPH REITs. So at the point of announcement, it is valued at 2,099, as you can see here. And on top of that, potentially, so of course, this is probably going to happen only at the end of the year. Potentially, the SPH shareholders still can get dividends before the actual deal, being executed. So that means to say, it's the SPH stock should value at easily 200 and 200 plus, depend above 2001. Above 2001, depending on how much this dividend is going to be. Now, what is actually so interesting about this? Let's do a little bit of numbers calculation here. What you see on the screen is the price of Keppel REITs. Keppel REITs, you see here, this is the Friday closing price, $1.14. And at this price is already trading at a discount to book, as you can see. And for SPH REITs, 0.895, again, this is the Friday closing price. Similarly, it's already trading at a discount to the book value. And if I were to just, factor all this price in, so 596 units of Keppel REIT at $1.14 based on last Friday price. SPH REIT, 782 units at 0.895. Okay, so total for every 1,000 shares, okay, it will work out, the value should be about $2,047. And of course, this is still yet to include the dividend. Okay, so where's the interesting part? Okay, but SPH price, last Friday closing price is $1.89. Hey, yeah. It seems something quite interesting there. I am not too sure whether, I'm quite sure my maths I calculated correctly, but hey.
It's an opportunity. Let's cut it short. You know, it is an opportunity. SPH price is undervalued now. It should be at 2047. Now it's trading at 189. You know, the math don't lie.
Okay, Jimmy. Yeah, well, you actually helped me to verbalize what I am. Not that this is something that is say
we
out
spend our
loud.
whole life trying to look for undervalued stocks, looking for opportunity, and we all know that market is inefficient. Because if market is efficient, then everybody would not be making money. Everything will be trading at fair value, right? So if we understand all these factors and you did the math, obviously there is a opportunity to arbitrage, making some short-term gain, and of course, you know, don't blame us if anything go wrong.
Okay. Of course, that is actually one highly potential scenario, Jimmy. I totally agree with you. One highly potential scenario, but of course, let's paint an overall picture. Yes. Let's paint overall picture. Everything has risks. What is one potential risk in this case? Okay, that the deal may not go through. So by the way, this is just a Keppel's proposal. You need two hands to clap. Okay, Keppel said, I want to buy. Okay, then for SPH to agree to sell, they actually need all the shareholders to agree. Okay, not all the shareholders, the majority of the shareholders to agree. Yeah, okay. And quite interestingly, I always thought that, you know, Temasek is actually going to be one of the major shareholders. I just dig a bit. This is in fact the major shareholders for SPH. So you can see in the sense that you don't have someone very dominant.
Where is Temasek? Where is Temasek?
There is somewhere dominant in terms of shareholdings. So, you know, anything can happen. So basically, you know, it's really okay, for this kind of scenario, it's really only after that voting, only that point in time, then whether you know the deal will go through or not. Also, of course, if the deal go through, yes, everything is nice. Okay, everything is nice. But if the deal doesn't go through, yeah, then okay, I don't know. So this is why, you know, this week I'll be still monitoring, because to me it's very puzzling. Why is this happening? I'll be still monitoring the stock this week, and yep, this is probably going to keep me busy. So of course, the other risk that probably is good to mention is that, you know, whether Keppel REIT and SPH REIT, can they hold the price? But this one I am not so much of a concern, because they are already trading at below book value. So I don't know, unless really something major happens.
Well, it's the calculation and it's undervalued, and I don't see. I mean, let's put it this way: we do our work, and this basically seems very logical. The thing is that we are not seeing the major shareholders, like, you know. In fact, I was quite surprised because Vanguard is the major shareholders instead of Temasek. That will means that there will be a lot of a lot of number of shares is actually float in the market itself. So let's say if retailers who decided to vote in favor of this mergings, then based on acquisitions, then it's actually the chances for it to go through is actually quite high, you know, unless there's a reason to say no. I mean, that's my personal opinion on that.
Okay, so in that case, never, don't be too greedy. There's no such thing as definite. Please don't be too greedy. This is what I learned as an investor over the past 20 years in the stock market. Don't think that we can outwit Mr. Market.
Yes, of course.
At the very last moment, you know, they can just throw you something that.
We call it throw the smana.
Throw the smana, you're right. Okay, great. Jimmy, do you have anything last thing to share before we actually call it a day?
Yeah, I'm good. This is our first sessions. I hope that we will continue to have all these sessions again. So watch this channel, give us a like, and subscribe to us.
Yeah, thank you so much. So of course, if you think that whatever we shared just now has been meaningful, okay, please subscribe to our YouTube buttons. I think it's somewhere, I don't know, up or down. Please click on subscribe to the YouTube button and let us know if there's any topic that you are interested to find out more. We'll be happy to try to do a bit of research if, let's say, it's within our capabilities. Okay, so with that, do take care, enjoy your dining out, and hope to see you really soon. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.